I wanted to ask you about the game where you were up a set in a break and then you served the three double faults and Serena got back to 4-all. And obviously the natural inclination for a lot of players would be to panic when something like that has happened, but you didn't lose another point for the rest of the match. And I just wanted to know, what do you tell yourself in a moment when you've played a bad game like that? How do you reset, particularly like who the opponent is and the occasion?
Yeah, I think for me, match experience definitely helped me out. For me, this tournament, I honestly haven't felt panicked until I played Muguruza, so I think that match really helped me because there was a point when I got broken today, and I was going up to the line to return her serve. In my head, I had all these thoughts about how she's the best server and how, I'm probably not going to be able to break her, but it is what it is. And then I told myself to erase those thoughts and just to, in a way, I was telling myself I don't care, because I can only play 1 point at a time, and I'm going to try my best to play every point as well as I can.
Hard to beat in Grand Slam finals.
I only played 3 of them.
Yeah, still 3 out of 3.
Well, for me, I have this mentality of people don't remember the runners-up. I mean, you might, but the winner's name is the one that's engraved. So I think I fight the hardest in the finals, and I think that's where you sort of set yourself apart. It's the other person won as many matches as you did, and it's something that I think, I don't know, it's like the biggest fight.
Okay, next question in the room. Craig?
So is it an aspect of you looking for that recognition to make sure your name is on the trophy, or is it the competitive drive, or what determines what you just said?
I don't know, when I was younger, I guess 2 years ago or something, I felt like my goal was to make history, to somehow at least have one thing that I was able to do right. So I would say I wanted to be the first Japanese person to win a slam. I think that was my goal, and then there was more things to do. So for me right now, of course it's nice to see your name in a trophy or your name on a wall, but I think bigger than that, I feel like I'm playing with a different purpose for this trip. I think I'm just so happy with my team, and we've been through this entire quarantine and we've been stuck together, and I don't know, every day is really fun with them, so I just want to do really well as a vessel for everyone's hard work.
Okay, yeah, Linda?
About your potential opponents, please, Naomi, given that you're not back in here again. So Brady's ahead at the moment. Could you talk about her first, please?
Yeah, definitely. I played Brady in the semis of US Open, and it's easily one of my most memorable matches. I think it was just super high quality throughout. And for me, it's not really surprising at all to see her in another semis or another finals. I don't know if they're still playing, but yeah, it's definitely going to be really tough if I do play her. And I've played her in first round of Cincy, or in the earlier rounds of the Cincy tournament last year, and it's for me the same thing. So she's super athletic, really hard to get the ball through her. So yeah, whoever wins, I'm looking forward to it because it's nice to see. I think this was my thing about this match. People that didn't watch tennis watch this match. So for me, I think it's really important to gather new people in and grow the sport. So for me, it's really nice to see a first time person in the slam.
Okay, Craig?
If it is, let's say it's Jennifer Brady, will the US Open match, which was one of the best of the year last year in women's tennis, will that come into your mind at all, whether it's before going out or during the match, do you think?
Yeah, it probably will. I don't see how it could not. It's the only match that I've ever played her. But at the same time, I haven't really watched many of her matches, but I do know that I play a little bit different now. I think my returns are better. I think I go. I'm not gonna expose myself. Yeah, I think I just play different now. So I can't fully base everything on that match, but definitely it's something to reference.
Over here.
You said that Serena is one of your idols. When she hugged you after you won the match today, what were you feeling?
Yeah, for me, I felt it's like always a surreal moment, even just to see her in real life, like close up, because I rarely see her, to be honest. I think our practice times are different and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely a surreal thing. Yeah.
Okay, Linda and then Karen.
Talking about you playing a first timer, whichever one it is, can you just think back to your first Grand Slam final and how you approached it and how you felt walking out for that first time?
So I honestly don't remember, but for sure I was nervous, I was stressed out, but at the same time I think I was really excited at the opportunity, at the chance to be able to win a slam, so I feel like that would be the emotions that my opponents would go through.
Okay, Karen.
Naomi, there's no telling how much longer Serena will play. The fact that you've had these matches with her, including 2 in slams, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely means a lot. I think, of course, every time I play her, I feel like it's something I'll definitely remember a lot. And I don't know, it's kind of sad when you say it like that, because for me, I want her to play forever. Well, that's the little kid in me, but yeah.
Okay, I think we'll switch English online now, Louis.
A reminder to those of you online, if you have any English questions for Naomi, please use the raise your hand function now. Reem, we'll start with you, please.
Naomi, congratulations. Naomi, since the tour restarted last August till now, how do you view this period, with whether what you accomplished on the court, not losing a match yet, or what you've accomplished off the court? How do you view this period with respect to the rest of your career, and what are you most proud of?
For me, I think the thing that I'm most proud of is how mentally strong I've become. I used to be really up and down, and for me, I had a lot of doubts in myself, but I think, I don't know, the quarantine process and like seeing everything that's going on in the world, for me, it put a lot into perspective. And yeah, I mean, I used to weigh my entire existence on if I won or lost a tennis match, and that's just not how I feel anymore.
Okay, Willie, next question, please.
Naomi, what has been the key to your development to feel so mentally strong? What do you think it is about you that has gotten you to this point?
I honestly think that it's just opening myself up more to my team, having longer talks with Wim before I go out, expressing the nerves that I feel instead of bottling it all up and trying to deal with it by myself. And I feel like just being secure in myself as a person, and knowing that, you know, the people that I love will still love me, like my family won't hate me because I lose a tennis match and stuff like that.
Gonzalo, next question, please.
Hi, Naomi, congrats. You will play your 4 Grand Slam final with 23 years old. Are you aware of your achievements, or do you take it as something normal?
Yeah, for me, I never view myself as, I don't know, because I'm living the life, you know, like, it's hard to view what you're doing outside of your body, you know what I mean, if that makes sense? So I never really look at stats or achievements or anything like that. I'm the type of person that's always trying to go on to the next thing, which may be bad or good, but yeah, I feel like maybe later in my life I'll appreciate the things that I've done more, but as of right now, I feel like I'm chasing records that can't be broken, no matter how hard I try. So, yeah.